Alright, this is just a test video again. Um, I wanted to reintroduce myself to the hobby. Uh, Amazing Aaxor. It is a uneventful but storied about a man who became enamored with playing games and the characters that they produce. I was interested in games that created conflict and created a push and pull, if you will, between the character that I was portraying and the world that they were living in. I was not really a fan of sports games per se, the conflict between a team and another team, because while that was procedural and had an end goal, the story was pretty thin for those games. Not to say that they weren't fun to play with a friend on a couch. They just did not provide enough substance of a story that I was seeking. So anytime that I sat down and played a game, board game, card game, video game later in life, I always was drawn to those games that evoked a sense of story or a place that was living and breathing. Games like Dungeon, an old D&D game where you delve into a dungeon and you grab as much loot as you can and get out alive. Now, it's a very harsh game. It's very, in terms of mechanics, very simple. But the board layout and the fact that you embody a cleric or a rogue or a fighter or a wizard and delve into these various regions of the dungeon and fight monsters and acquire their treasure is a story, and that was fun. And I didn't really have a name for any of my characters that I can recall, but I do recall some wanting to have a personal identity in these games. But most of the times it was just, I'm the wizard, or I'm the cleric, or I'm this character. And there wasn't a name attached to it until we started playing second edition D&D, where a friend of mine's older brother ran games for us. And I believe I had the name Axor to one of my characters. I can't remember what I played, honestly. It was an amalgam of myself in this game, so whatever we decided to do is what we did. I don't think we truly followed the handbook for how to create characters in terms of the classical sense. There's a lot of that time period that I don't quite remember, but I do remember one of my characters was named Axor. And that's the birth of my persona, if you will. It followed me all through various avenues. My arcade cabinet name was AAX, so it was Axe. And a lot of my online chat personas were Axor, or Axora, or Axon, or Axe. Various takes on that. And I even had a game where I can't remember if it was a game book or if it was a choose your own adventure. But one of the characters in the game was some version of Axoria or something, uh, something akin to what I had already chosen, and I thought that was kind of cool. So not that it was surprising to see my chosen avatar name in a fantasy module or book or something like that. It was just kind of cool. And later on, I just kept it. It was always Axor, and forever will be. So that's kind of the story of how I landed on Axor, and honestly, that's kind of kind of true with a lot of other people too that I talk to. They have a handle that they like, and they just kind of stick with it. So almost all of my kind of characters that I play usually start off as Axor, unless the narrative or the story feels different. My current playthroughs right now have main characters that are different than myself, because I didn't feel like they were me in those games. So, and as for the title and the channel name, the Amazing Aaxor, I just like I like alliteration a lot. So I just kind of wanted to find a descriptor adjective for Axor, and the Amazing Aaxor rolled off the tongue well enough, so I kept that. It's really that simple. I could have chosen anything else, but that's the one that stuck. So that's the one I'll keep. I'm actually trying to enlist one of my offspring to draw me a channel symbol or banner or something like that. So hopefully I'll get that up soon as well. And I'm still trying to find my footing here in this world of content creation / game playing / discussion of our hobby. And right now I'm just enjoying the things that I've been playing. As for what to expect on the channel, you can expect me to play various things. I have a multitude of things that I am drawn to. I have a select few of systems and rubrics and just books that I like to always use, so I'll probably use those a lot throughout various kinds of things, through games, through discussions. I am of this school of thought that I don't talk about the things I don't like. I don't think it adds too much to what's already been said out there, but I do like to point out things that I find interesting. Usually it is things I like and things that I grab onto, and I say, oh, that's a cool mechanic, I want to talk about that. Or that's a cool game, I want to talk about that. So that's the kind of thing that I will usually present to the world, is my hopefully positive outlook on what the hobby brings to me specifically. I can't pretend to be a voice for others, since these are my thoughts on the subject and my ideas on how to utilize all these books that I own for my gameplay. So it's hard to put a suggestion or an advice in something that I'm doing for myself. Only you can figure something out and use the tips and tricks that people have said that work for them and seeing if it works for you. And that's really that's the core of how to figure stuff out anyway. But I think I just wanted to give a little bit of a insight on who I am and what to expect from me going forward. And if anyone has any questions or suggestions or comments just in general, you can definitely leave them down below, and that's fine. Obviously, I always have the expectation that people keep things civil in any discourse, but I'm a big fan of those 4 words that people have been hopefully taking to heart, and I will as well. Other people have said it as in other spaces, RPG spaces, and tabletop, role-playing spaces. It's not for me. So if you ever find something that you don't particularly care for and want to voice that, you could always preface with, "It's not for me, and this is why." And I like that aspect. So I might actually encourage people to use those words instead of "I hate that thing." And I'll start to do that as well. If I don't like something, I will probably start phrasing it, "It's not for me because of this." It is a better mindset for the discourse and for the hobby as a whole. So that's just a little tag end piece there. But I just wanted to reintroduce myself to everybody and welcome everybody to the channel. And I think going forward, I will do my best to have fun in the things that I play so they come across as enjoyable and fun to watch or learn from. So until next time, folks, I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.